Welcome back, students. In the previous lecture, I have discussed the moment of force, that is torque, and the cases where the torque is maximum or minimum, and how it is applicable to the door and door can be opened. It was concluded from there that if the force is more or the distance is more, the arm of effect is more, then the less force is, less effort is required, or you can say more force or more distance produces more effect. After studying that, now we will study the work done by the torque in today's lecture, how the torque is doing the work in rotational motion. For that, the work done by torque, let us consider the body is under the rotation, body is under rotation, that this is the rigid body and this is the line of action of force, and the force is applied here. Now this is given the anti-clockwise rotation, and after some time the arm of this force is here, and this is having angle d theta, and this is the total displacement. This is P and Q, the arc PQ travelled by this arm. If it is rotated by some angle, then this arc, this in rotating, under rotation, in rotating the body, through some angle, body by a small angle d theta, small angle d theta, some work has to be done. Some work has to be done by the force, So we have work is equal to force multiplied by displacement. Here the displacement is this arc PQ, How we can calculate the value of this? We know that angle is equal to arc upon radius. This angle d theta is arc is PQ upon the radius is the value this much, the r. So this value is r. We can have the value of PQ from here. This is r into the d theta. Put this value in equation 1. Putting in equation 1, we have work done W is equal to, this is F into R into d theta. If this work done is small, then we can write it here, the integration of this work done, small work done, for calculating the total work done. This is R cross F into d theta, and you can have the limit from theta 1 to theta 2. Let the initial value of angle theta 1, here the angle is theta 2. So this work done now will be, this is tau into d theta, this is theta 1 into theta 2. The work done is tau is constant, and the integration of d theta is theta 1 to theta 2. This is tau into theta 2 minus theta 1. This is the work done by the torque. This is work done by torque in rotational motion. Note, this topic is very important. You can note down all the points. Now let us discuss another topic, that is the principle of movement, how the forces or the torque is related to the effort. This is the figure shown to you. Here is the equilibrium point. When we balance this figure, the center of gravity lies here. Let this point is the point O, and one weight is hanging over the one side and second weight over the another side. Then we calculate the force. Force is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity, that is mg. This is equal to the weight hanging here, and this weight is equal to W1. The second weight is equal to W2. Here this two types of movement is produced here. One is the anti-clockwise and another one is the clockwise movement. So both the movement, according to the principle, if the system is in equilibrium, then this anti-clockwise movement and the clockwise movement both are same. So proving this, we can write the anti-clockwise movement F1 is equal to m1 into g. This is equal to W1. How much the perpendicular distance is here? So W1 into D1, you can write it here as F1 into D1 and replace the force by the weight, that is W1 into D1. And for the clockwise rotation, for the clockwise movement, you will have F2 into D2, that is equal to W2 into D2. From these two equations, the two movement according to the equation, according to the principle, these two moments should be equal, and we have the formula F1 into D1 is equal to F2 D2, and we can write it as W1 D1 is equal to W2 D2. This shows that the clockwise movement is equal to the anti-clockwise movement. And in terms of lever system, lever pulley lever system, we can write it as the load arm and the load effect. This is the efforts, and the effort arm both are equal. This also known as the principle of lever. On the basis of this principle itself, we can discuss one more point, the moment of couple. Moment of couple is what? When we are giving the rotation to the body, what is happening here? The equal and opposite forces are acting on two ends. This force is acting in downward direction and this force is acting in the upward direction. So they are forming a couple. For this, suppose O is the equilibrium point, the center of gravity, and by applying this principle of movement, we can have the here the force is applying F and the arm is AO, plus the here the force is F and the arm is OB. The principle also says that the sum of the movement about a point is always 0. So you can add these values, F into AO plus F into OB. F will comes out as common, AO plus OB. This is equal to the distance, F into distance. The force and the distance are perpendicular to each other. You can write it as force into perpendicular distance. So the torque can be written as the force into perpendicular distance, which we know already the value. So from this complete expression, we can now understand the definition better one. The sum of clockwise movement about any point is equal to the sum of anti-clockwise movement at that point, and or you can say the algebraic sum of movement about a point is equal to 0 if no external force is there, if the system is in equilibrium. Got it? Very small related topic, that how the power is related to angular velocity. You know this relation, you can easily calculate. You can relate it with the linear motion. Work is equal to F into S in linear motion. What is power? The rate of doing work is equal to the power F into S by T. You can combine it as the power is equal to dot product is, this is V, S by T is V. The power is the dot product of force and velocity. Similarly, you can derive the relation from here. I told you few seconds earlier that the work done, the small work done by the torque is equal to tau into d theta before integration. This dw is equal to tau into the d theta. The smaller work done for smaller change in angular displacement. So differentiating both side with t with time, you will have dw by dt is equal to tau into d theta by dt, and you know this rate of change of work is known as the power. Tau into d theta by dt is omega. So this is the power is the dot product of torque and the angular velocity. Dot product, so power is a scalar quantity. This is very simple and very small relation. You can derive it. All the relations in the rotational motion are related with the relations in the linear motion. So first you recall your linear motion relation, and then you can convert it into the angular or you can say in rotational motion. Next topic is angular momentum represented by L. Recall your linear momentum in the linear motion. The linear momentum is responsible for the translatory motion of the particle. But here if we talk about the angular momentum, it gives us the rotational motion, the idea about the rotational motion, how it changes, and the moment of force, it means the effect of force, and the moment of linear momentum, it means the effect of linear momentum on the position of the object. Now how we can define the angular momentum? The angular momentum of a particle rotating about an axis is the moment of linear momentum. Moment of linear momentum means how the linear momentum is affecting the body, its rotation about the that particular axis. So similarly, as you have derived the torque, you can find the formula for the angular momentum, the three axes x, y, z, and we consider that the point is here, and we have applied the momentum, the linear momentum we have given to the body, and this is the perpendicular distance up for this linear momentum for producing the moment of linear momentum. For this, draw the perpendicular line here, and now you can see that this vector is here, this is the perpendicular distance, and this is given an anti-clockwise rotation to this is r, and you can say this is p. Similar to the vector, as I have told you, this is r and the rotation is given towards anti-clockwise, this is p. Now this vector will give you the linear momentum, that is r cross p. So here you can have the value r cross p. Got it? And you can write here it is represented by capital L, and mathematically it is written as L is equal to R cross P, and you can have L is equal to R P sin theta, the sign of the smaller angle between these two. The cases you can write, if theta is equal to 0, then L is equal to 0, the minimum value for the parallel vectors, and when case 2, when theta is 90 degree, it means these are perpendicular to each other, then L is maximum. This is Rp sin 90, sin 90 is 1, so L maximum is equal to Rp. This is the value of angular momentum, the maximum value of angular momentum. And if you talk about the rectangular component, in terms of rectangular component, you can write it as L is equal to Lxi plus Lyj plus Lzk, and R is equal to Rxi plus Ryj plus Rzk, and P is given by Pxi plus Pyj plus Pzk. Okay, then write down as L is equal to R cross P. Put the values of R and P. Which one is written first? Write the component of that particular value first. Rx, Ry, Rz, and Px, Py, Pz. Here it is L. You can find the value Lxi plus Lyj plus Lzk. The value comes out to be the multiplication multiple factor of I. Leave this column and this row. You will have Ry Pz minus Rz Py minus j into, leave this row and this column. You will have Rx Pz minus Rz Px, the second term, plus k is equal to this row and this column. This is Rx Py minus Ry Px. In this way, you can have Lx is equal to this value, Ly is equal to this value, and Lz is equal to this value. In this manner, you can write the rectangular component of the angular momentum. Dear student, listen my point. The torque and the linear momentum, these topics are very much important topic of the rotational motion. So you have to pay attention more on these topics to understand the concept properly. You can note all the points. Let us complete the topic, and the today's last topic is relation between torque and angular momentum. You can find the relation between them. This relation is like force and linear momentum. F is equal to dp by dt. You have to prove this relation. What is the value of torque, and the torque is equal to what factor? So you can start. We know that L is equal to R cross P, the angular momentum. If you differentiate this, because for the force you needed dp by dt, for torque you need the differentiation of this, differentiating both sides with respect to t. What you will have? You will have dl by dt is equal to d by dt of r cross p. So product function is applicable here. You will apply the product function. This is as first function and consider this as the second function. So this is equal to first function as it is, differentiation of second, plus second function as it is, differentiation of first. So you will write it as dr by dt into p. You cannot change the order in the cross product. So this is r cross d by dt of, you can write it as mv, plus you can write it here as v cross m into v. Here you can write it as r, m take it outside, this is dv by dt. Here you can write it as v cross v, m is a constant, so you can write it here as v cross v. You know, my dear students, I cross I, the angle between these values is 0. So you can write it here as 0, this term will be 0. So tau is equal to dl by dt is equal to r m into dv by dt. This is the cross product. This is r into dv by dt is acceleration. So this is r cross f, and you know the value. What is the meaning of the you can say all these are the vector quantities. So vector is must to put here. You will put the vector sign here. L is also vector. So this right hand side is equal to torque. So torque is equal to dl by dt, and this is the most important and famous relation between torque and the angular momentum. For no external force, you can add one more line. For no external force, this tau is equal to 0. So dl by dt is equal to 0. So you can say that L is a constant, the angular momentum is a constant quantity. So this is the most important relation for you. With this, today's topic is over. In the next class, I will discuss more about the angular momentum and the geometric meaning of angular momentum. For any query or for any problem, you can put your comment in the comment section.